Good morning and welcome to Breaking Burnout for Nurses podcast. My name is Bonnie Kitahata and my guest today is Colleen Edgington. She's been a nurse for quite a while and I met her several years ago. That was how many years ago?
I don't know,
10,
but it's been
10
a
years
long
ago.
time.
But anyway, so today we're going to be talking about nursing for the long haul. And there are many factors that go into getting through nursing for the long haul. So we're going to talk about that today. And Colleen, what are some of the things that you do to keep into nursing for all these years?
Well, I've been a nurse for 29 years, and it's been an incredible career. But I won't say that it's not without its challenges. And what I've learned along this path is it's very, very important that you take care of yourself.
Definitely.
Absolutely. It's important that you take care of yourself financially so that you are financially secure. It's important for you to also take care of your physical being because nursing is a very physical job. And as nurses, as we get older, turning and lifting and twisting and bending, we can end up injuring ourselves. And so badly that you may not be able to work, which results in maybe some chronic pain and maybe then an inability to get a job. I want to help people, but I don't want to sacrifice myself. So you have to make yourself and your well-being a priority as well.
Yes, and that's an ongoing thing. It's like, okay, I feel really good now. And then you kind of forget about that and let it go by the wayside as you're taking care of other people. So we always have to kind of go back to, oh yeah, I'm the priority, the underlying priority.
If you take care of yourself, you'll be able to take care of your patients. But I think as women, nursing, we've welcomed a lot of men into the profession, but I think it's still predominantly female and
Definitely.
female, dominant. And as females, we want to take care of other people. So it's really important that we remember we have to take care of ourselves. That's actually very, very important. It's not even about, oh, it's great that you do that. It's essential that you do that. Because I've met women along the way that maybe had everything that people aspire to, right? I mean, they've been married to like very affluent men. They've had children. They didn't have to work. And then as life unfolds, they find themselves, without that partner. And now they're on their own. And if they don't have skills, they can really struggle. And
yes.
I know for myself, I didn't want to do that.
Yes, and Colleen, okay, let's talk about this big nursing shortage that we seem to have. That also seems to be an ongoing thing. So how do we deal with that?
Well, I remember, Bonnie, being like a kid and watching a commercial on TV saying, addressing the nursing shortage and saying, nurses are amazing, and now it's 2024, like 40, 50 years later, and I'm still seeing that we have a nursing shortage. I think we may always have a nursing shortage, a chronic nursing shortage. And what we saw with COVID is then we had an acute on chronic nursing shortage because there were so many nurses that were scared to take care of people with COVID. They had maybe small children at home, or maybe they themselves were older. And so with an aging nursing population, maybe these were nurses that were just, going to be working for another couple of years or maybe working part-time. But once COVID hit, they said, peace out, I'm gone, I'm done.
Exactly. So nursing shortage, what can we do to encourage other young women and men to come into this nursing profession?
Well, historically, nursing was, it was almost like a calling.
We need nurses.
What?
We need nurses.
Well, yes, we do. Historically, nursing was kind of like, you're kind of like serving God by taking care of people. And historically, people that were taking care of the sick were like prostitutes and thieves. Initially, this story of nursing, it didn't start out in a very good light. It was for prostitutes and thieves. And as a punishment, you would take care of the sick. And I'm sure back in that time, it was a horrible experience. That was a punishment. But now taking care of people, it's not a punishment. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to help others, and it's also an opportunity to help and take care of yourself and those around you that you love. So nursing has come a long way, and I want people to know that you can do this for 40 years. And there will be some times in your career where you're going to be working a lot of overtime because maybe you're trying to save up for a house, or maybe once you have small children, you'll just work part-time or per diem, and then, you will maybe go and work for an insurance company. You're still a nurse. You can serve in the military, helping to serve your country. There's so many different avenues for nurses that you can do this for 40 plus years, and you can take care of yourself. Something also, the wages have increased remarkably over the years. So again, it's not just, women that were waiting for a husband to come along and then to leave. Now you can take care of yourself and contribute to the household if that's what's needed.
Another thing I like is about some of the flexible options that we have for our jobs, because there's some like 12-hour shifts that we can do, or sometimes if depending on your babysitting issues, maybe you want to work 8-hour shifts, things like that, or a night shift. So I like that option.
For a while I was working nights, and night shift was also very popular with young single mothers, or maybe actually just young mothers, because they could take care of their kids during the day. They could maybe lay down for a few hours, and then they would get up and they would come to work. And while they were at work, the kids' day was kind of winding down, and they'd be asleep for most of that time. Because I think that women struggle with feeling like, I wasn't there, I'm a bad mom. Well, you're not a bad mom. You're just having to deal with the realities right now of contemporary society. So yeah, the flexibility that nursing offers is amazing. And now we have, like you said, 8-hour shifts, we have 12-hour shifts. But like, I also have a per diem job where I go to somebody's house and I infuse prescribed a medication for them. And I might be there for, 3 hours. And I think my longest infusion was 7 hours. But I mean, so it can be so variable. It really can be tailored to fit your needs. And I really hope that people will see that and understand that this is a great opportunity for you.
Yes, and actually you had mentioned about the pay getting better for nurses. And I think that really makes a big difference in, the things that we can, our lifestyle. It really will help the young nurses also. So it's another definite plus.
And to me, I guess it symbolizes respect, that you paid for what is important to you and for what your expectations are, and not just expecting people to work like a dog for pennies. If you can't even take take care of yourself, it's kind of insulting to then be paid so poorly. But not only are we paid pretty decently, but we also have options like, good health insurance, good retirement, which is very important, because at one time you're like 25 or 30 and the world is in front of you, and then you blink your eyes and 20 years have passed, and now you're a little older and you realize that you're going to be thinking about your future, and you do not want to be unprepared for retirement. Again, God forbid anything happens to you that you may not be able to work, but at least if you've been smart to save money over the years, you're in a much better position to retire with dignity. Because I think as nurses, we always want to make sure our patients maintain their dignity. We want to maintain ours.
Absolutely. So I want to go back to what you were mentioning about the different types of nursing that we could do. It's not all bedside nursing. Like, a lot of people think of nursing as just working on med-surg, but as far as all the units in a hospital, you can also go into being a nurse practitioner, or a physician's assistant, or other things like that. And some people actually go into maybe cosmetic surgery. Nurses do that, and that's getting very popular too. So there are always things that you can strive for that are outside of the realm of regular hospital nursing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think that being a nurse practitioner really allows for people who, maybe aspired to be physicians, but didn't want the incredibly demanding career of a physician. Because they're always on call and they're always getting called at, as you know, numerous times a day and night. And this way they can clock out. And if they're not on call, they should be home. Again,
Let's clock out.
I know. I love clocking out, but no, it's just a wonderful opportunity. So I hope that we can attract more people who recognize that nursing is has got a lot of potential.
Well, we have a lot of options, and I want to thank you again, Colleen, for being on this podcast, Colleen Edgington. So if you want more information about Colleen, go to my website at www.breakingburnout.com, and we'll have her information there. And you'll also be able to follow her on social media. So we will come back again next Monday for some more Breaking Burnout for Nurses.
Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate you being on here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye.